Okay, everybody. So, welcome to or back to my channel, MelCabeyVlogs. So today's video is a bit interesting. It is all about how much it actually costs to train as a dancer, to become a professional dancer, and how much it costs per year to maintain your ability as a professional dancer. The reason I thought of this is because it has always bothered me so much that, specifically in the cruise ship industry, but also even on Broadway, how the ensemble can be paid so much less than the leads in the show. Really, like any real performance medium where there are singers and dancers involved, the dancers are always paid so much less. And I'm going to start this off by just giving you the numbers of what I've experienced so far. So I have worked for both Carnival and Norwegian Cruise Line, and I know this is true for every other cruise line as well. I have friends who have worked there. I've auditioned for these cruise lines. I've seen the listings. So on average, singers, and specifically I'm talking about females, just because also men can be paid a bit more on cruise ships, I've noticed, but that's for another time. So basically, I was paid, I remember on Carnival, first contract, and it was another singer female's first contract. I was paid $800 a week and she was paid $1,200 a week. And the thing was, on Carnival, we were all singing and dancing. We all had to sing, we all had to dance. If you were a singer first, so it was a singer-dancer contract, that was the person who was paid $1,200. They just had singing solos. And if you were a dancer-singer, which was me, you had dance solos. But everybody sang, everybody danced. I had some solo singing lines. We all were dancing our butts off. We all were singing our butts off. It was pretty equal in the amount of actual work that you did. Just different mediums. Some of it was more singing, some of it was more dancing. And the person with the title singer first was paid $400 more per week, which is crazy. And that has always bothered me because I've always thought to myself, it costs so much more to be a dancer in life than it does to be a singer. I also feel like I'm able to say that because I consider myself both. I am a dancer and I am a singer, so I know kind of what goes into both. So I thought I really want to break down, I have like notes, I want to break down the numbers of how much it actually costs to be a dancer and all of that. And I can start off from my experience, just to put the singer first, just to get that breakdown. Really, the only thing you have to pay for to become a singer is singing lessons. And you don't necessarily have to take singing lessons to be hired as a professional singer. I have worked with people on cruise contracts who were super young and were like, oh yeah, I've actually never taken a voice lesson in my life. I just have always grown up singing. And there they are. You know, singing is something, yes, you can learn to sing, you can improve your singing immensely, you can bust your butt. I know firsthand. I've taken singing lessons since I was 12 years old. I know firsthand that if you aren't born a natural singer, you have to bust your butt to become a good singer. But there are people who are born that way and just sing their whole lives and are great at it, and there you go. Dance, on the other hand, you cannot be born a dancer. You can have the facility, you can have the genetics of being really flexible or having good musculature and things like that, but unless you are actually taking strict dance lessons, you can't just be good at dance. That's just not possible. I've never met anybody who can just bop ma behind their head and do a million turns without actually being taught, right? You wouldn't have ballet technique without being taught. And also, side note, you wouldn't have good singing technique without being taught. So there's that. But here are the numbers for a singer. I remember my voice teacher growing up from when I was 12 until I was 18 was probably, I want to say it was like $60 an hour for a lesson with him. So I paid $60 a week for lessons with that teacher. So what is that? $240 a month times 12. So I paid $2,880 a year to do voice lessons. That is how much it cost me per year to train as a singer. I need to move this. Okay. Now, comparatively, as an adult, still maintaining my technique as a singer and still improving as a singer, my voice teacher charges about $125, and I do that once or twice a month. So that's about the same amount. I just lessened the amount of times I go because of the price. So about the same amount my whole life. So around 2,000 something per year to be a singer. That's it. That is it. Now, dancing. Here we go. So the cost to train as a dancer, this is specifically the program I did. I went to Broadway Dance Center, the children and teen program, and on average per year for the school year, it would be $9,000 a year for dance classes. That would be jazz, tap, ballet, theater, hip hop, contemporary, you know, covering all of the bases, because also as a dancer you have to be good at every style. So about $9,000 a year for the school term, and then for summer about $2,000. So that's about $11,000 per year. And I didn't grow up doing competition, but I know if I was growing up now as a dancer, even if I was just a few years younger, I probably would have been doing competition, because that was really that is expected for somebody who is pursuing dance professionally. I've never done it, so I'm not sure, but from my research, apparently doing competition can cost about $10,000 a year. So that's a lot. So kind of my estimate, this is not including competition, for a kid being serious training in dance just from the ages 12 to 18. I'm just doing this from 12 because that's when you're really like serious about everything. It would cost $63,000 to get that training between the ages 12 and 18. Now, you would double that if that kid is doing competition, so around $120,000 to train as a dancer. Then you can't forget that you need shoes and clothes and costumes. So your average jazz and ballet shoe costs about $60, and you usually need like 2 pairs of those per year. And then you need your tap shoes. So my average would be about like $220 on shoes per year. As an adult, you need the same shoes, but you also need Laducas, which is what professional dancers dance in. A pair of Laducas is about $245, and on average I end up getting maybe 1 pair of Laducas a year. They do last long, but usually you need your tap Laducas, your nude, your black, and the regular heels, and then now everybody has boots. We have Laduca boots, so those as well, and you know, usually one of them dies every year. So I would say on average I would spend about $365 a year on dance shoes. And then for clothing, as a kid, you need probably about 3 new leotards a year at least. Especially as a kid, you're growing, so probably more than that. And you need costumes, and you need tights, and then you need leggings to dance in. So on average, that would probably be $1,000 a year on dance clothes for a kid growing up dancing almost every day of the week. As an adult, now that I'm not growing as much, I probably spend around $500 a year on dance clothes, give or take. So that is a lot of money to spend to become a dancer. It just blows my mind. And then now as an adult, a class at Broadway Dance Center, I'm like doing math on my phone, but a class at Broadway Dance Center is about $25. I try to aim for 4 classes a week, so that's $100 a week. So $400 a month times 12. So I spend about $4,800 on dance classes per year as an adult. Let's see how much I spend on voice. I think I already did this, but so $4,800 for dance, and for voice, I spend 125 times 2, 250 times 12. I spend about $3,000, really not that much, on voice per year. So that already is a pretty big difference. And, you know, ultimately I would like to be taking more than 4 dance classes a week. And the thing about dance classes is you not only need, the reason you take a dance class is to keep up your stamina, your musculature, so you're able to perform combinations with ease, to practice picking up choreography, to get better at certain things. There's just so much to do in the dance world to improve upon every day. Like, you, as a dancer, you can't really get by without going to a dance class weekly. And you know, I do take my breaks sometimes, but when I do that, I notice I retract a little bit and I have to work to get back to where I was. Where with singing, if you know you're really not able to get into that voice lesson, you can play an old voice lesson and sing along with it, and it's almost just as effective as getting that lesson. Not as effective, of course, because you're not getting notes, you're not getting the even take, but still you're working those muscles and you're doing what you need to do to keep that instrument at its tip-top shape, right? But dance, you can't really do that. With dance, I can't just dance in my apartment. I have no space. I would have to rent a studio if I wanted to do that, which honestly costs more than just paying for the dance class. So it's just a lot. It is so much. So now when I'm thinking back to my cruise ship contracts where I've been paid $400 or $500 less than my singing counterparts, and the other thing is, it's like famous that on cruise ships, most of the time, dancers have to share a cabin and singers get their own cabin. And usually the singer's cabin is so much bigger than a dancer's cabin. So much bigger. And that in itself just blows my mind, because dancers, we have a whole genre of clothing and shoes that the singers don't need necessarily to bring on the contract. Like, they don't need leotards and a million pairs of leggings and bra tops. Of course, they go to the gym and stuff and they wear that stuff to rehearsal, but with dancers, we sweat like crazy in them. You can't really like wear them again. You have to wash them. You need a lot more. You need all of your freaking shoes. You need so much more space. And like, there you are sharing a room as a dancer. You aren't getting paid nearly as much, even though you spent so much more money to become a dancer. So all in all, you know, as a dancer, you're growing up paying so much money, and then in the end, you don't really get that paid back to you. And there, the singer is just getting paid more and more, and the dancers are always left in the dust. And that just will always upset me. So I just really wanted to break down those numbers so people could actually see like what it actually costs to become a dancer. So here are my final numbers. This is how much it costs per year for dance training. This is how much it costs per year for singing training. It's just a lot. And then for the people like me who are doing both, forget it. Just forget it. So much money. So much money. It's just, it's crazy. That's really it for this video. I know it kind of might seem like negative and annoying, but I don't know, I just wanted to make a video kind of shedding light on this subject because I feel like people have been talking about it, but we don't really like see the actual numbers and see how it truly is not fair that it is just accepted that dancers get paid less than singers. And it's just not cool. It's not cool anymore. I'm not about it. So, you know, if you're watching this and you have any say in the dance industry or the cruise ship industry, advocate for the dancers, please. This huge wage gap between singers and dancers, it needs to go. It's so old-fashioned. It's just not cool. So let's change that. All right, that's really it for today. I would love to hear your thoughts, so comment down below. Please subscribe and like and share this, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.